First Chronicle chapter 10, the death of King Saul. Now the Philistines attacked Israel, and the men of Israel fled before them. Many were slaughtered on the snow of mountain Gibel. The Philistines closed in on Saul and his son. They killed three of his sons, Jonathan, Abinadab, and Malchishua. The fighting grew very fierce around Saul, and the Philistine archers catch up with him and wounded him. Saul groaned to his arm bearer, "Take your sword and kill me before this pagan Philistine come to taunt and torture me." But his armor bearer were afraid and would not do it. So Saul took his own sword and fell on it. When his armor bearer realized that Saul was dead, he fell on his own sword and died. So Saul and his three sons died there together, bringing his dynasty to an end. When all the Israelites in the Jezreel valley saw that the army had fled and that Saul and his son was dead, they abandoned their town and fled. So the Philistines moved in and occupied their towns. The next day, when the Philistines went out to tribes the dead, they found the body of Saul and his son on mountain Gibel. So they stripped off Saul's armor and cut off his head. Then they proclaimed the good news of Saul's death before the idols and to the people throughout the land of Philistia. They placed his armor in the temple of their God, and they fastened their head to the temple of the Dagon. But when everyone in Jabez get heard about everything the Philistine has done to Saul, all his mighty warrior brought the body of Saul and his son back to Jabez. Then they buried their bone beneath the great tree at Bethel, and they fasted for 7 days. So Saul died because he was unfaithful to the Lord. He failed to obey the Lord's command, and he even consulted a medium instead of asking the Lord for guidance. So the Lord killed him and turned the kingdom over to David, son of Jesse. Chapter 11. David became king of all Israel. Then all Israel gathered before David at Hebron and told him, "We are your own flesh and blood. In the past, even when Saul was king, you are the one who really leads the force of Israel, and the Lord your God told you, you will be the shepherd of my people Israel. You will be the leader of my people Israel." So there at Hebron, David made a covenant before the Lord with all the elders of Israel, and they anointed him king of Israel, just as the Lord had promised through Samuel. David captured Jerusalem. Then David and all Israel went to Jerusalem, or Jebus, as it used to be called, where the Jebusites, the original inhabitant of the land, were living. The people of Jebus taunted David, saying, "You will never get in here." But David captured the forest of the Zion, which is now called the city of David. David had said to his troops, "Whoever is the first to attack the Jebusite will become the commander of my army." And Joab, the son of David's sister, Theron, was first to attack, and she became the commander of David's army. David made the forest of his home, and this is why it's called the city of David. He extended the city from the supporting terrace to the surrounding area, where Joab rebuilt the rest of the Jerusalem. And David became more and more powerful because the Lord of Heaven's army was with him. David's mightiest warrior. They were the leader of David's mighty warrior. Together with all Israel, they decided to make this David their king, just as the Lord had promised concerning Israel. Here is a record of David's mightiest warrior. The first was Josambel the Hakmonite, who was leader of the three, the mightiest warrior among David's men. He once used his spear to kill the 300 enemy warriors in a single battle. Next in rank among the three was Eleazar, son of Dolai, a descendant of Oha. He was with David when the Philistines gathered for battle at Padamim and attacked the Israel in a field full of berries. The Israel army fled, but Eleazar and David had held their ground in the middle of the field and beat back the Philistines. So the Lord saved them by giving them a great victory. Once, when David was at the rock near the cave of Adamnam, the Philistine army was kept in the valley of Rephaim. The three who were among the 30 and elite group among David's fighting men went down to meet him there. David was staying in the stronghold at the time, and the Philistine detached has occupied the town of Bethlehem. David remarked, longing to his men, "Oh, how I would love some of that good water from the well by the gate in Bethel." So the three broke through the Philistine line, drew some water from the well by the gate of Bethel, and brought it back to David. But David refused to drink it. Instead, he poured it out as an offering to the Lord. "God forbidden that I should drink this," he exclaimed. "This water is as precious as the blood of this man who risks their life to bring it to me." So David did not drink it. These are the example of the exploit of the tree. David's 30 mighty men. Abishai, the brother of Joab, was the leader of the 30. He once used his spear to kill the 300 enemy warriors in a single battle. It was by such feat that he became as famous as the three. Abishai was the most famous of 30 and was their commander, though he was not one of the three. There were also Benai, son of Joabda, a valiant warrior and captain. He did many heroic deeds, which including killing 2 champions of Moab. Another time, on a snow day, he chased a lion down to a pit and killed it. Once armed only with a club, he killed an Egyptian warrior who was 7.5 feet tall and who was armed with a spear as thick as a weaver beam. But wrenched the spear from the Egypt and killed him with it. Deeds like this made Benes as far famous as the 3 mighty warriors. He was more honored than the other member of the 30, so he was not one of the 3, and David made him captain of his bodyguard. David's mighty warriors also include Ashel, Joab's brother, and his son of Dod from Bethel, Samuel from Hord, Ezra from Pelon, Aaron son of Canaan from Tekan, Abdullah from Arman, Simmer from Hashan, Zelaman from Oman, Mersin, Kalin, Hel, son from Armin, Darmin, son from Gavin, Banil from Halan, and from Itza, Abram from Libni, the son of Zermin from Jason, the son of Abram, Amrit from Hammer from Amrit, Hammer, Camero, Camry, son of Zebrin, Joshua, brother of Lassa, Belen, son of Hagri, Zerka from Ammon, Abri, son of the Arman, bear of the Job, son of Zerim, Aaron from Zebulun, Samling, who have 30 with him, Helen, son of Jordan, Summer with the son of Honin from Arman, Jorm, son of John, Johasan from his brother Elisvan from and the son of Elam, the Aaron from Moab, Eli and Obed, Jesse from Zobah. Chapter 12. Warrior joined David's army. The following men joined David at Ziklag. While he was hiding from Saul, son of Kish, they were among the warriors who fought beside David in battle. All of them were expert archers, and they could shoot arrow or sling stone with their left hand as well as their right. They were all relatives of Saul from the tribe of Benjamin. The leader was Ahiezer, son of Shammah from Gibeah. His brother Josh was second in command. This was the other warrior. Jezer and Beled, son of Amazon, Betchers, Jehu from Amazon, Eastern from the famous leader, Jeremy, and Zibri from the leader who were carrying. Journey, the son of Journey from Gazer. Some brave and experienced warrior from the tribe of Gad also detached to David while he was at the stronghold in the wilderness. They were expert with both shield and spear, as fair as a lion and swift as a deer in the mountain. Ezra was their leader. When was second, Eliah was third, Melissa was fourth, Jeremiah was fifth, Attiah was sixth, and the seventh, Joseph was eighth, and Jeremy was 10, Maccabi was 11. These were from Gad were army commanders. The weakest among them could take on 100 regular troops, and the strongest could take 1,000. This was the man who crossed the Jordan River during seasoning flooding at the beginning of the year and drove out all the people living in the lowland on both the east and the west bank. Others from Benjamin and Judah came to David at the stronghold. David went out to meet them and said, "If you have come in peace to help me, we are friends. But if you have come to betray me to my enemy when I'm innocent, then may the God of our ancestors see it and punish you." Then the Spirit came upon Amasai, the leader of the 30, and he said, "We're yours, David. We're on your side, son of Jesse. Peace and prosperity be with you, and success to all who help you, for your God is the one who helps you." So David let them join him, and he made them officers over his troops. Some men from Manasseh detected from Israel's army and joined David when he set out with the Philistine to fight against Saul. But as it turned out, the Philistine ruler refused to let David and his men go with them. After much discussion, they sent them back, for they said, "It will cost us our head if David switched loyalty to Saul and turned against us." Here is a list of the men from Manasseh who detected to David as he was returning to Ziklag: Adonai, Jobda, Daniel, Machir, Elihu, each commanded 1,000 troops from the tribe of Manasseh. They helped David chase down band of the raider, for they were all brave and able warrior who became commander in his army. Day after day, more men joined David until he had a great army like the army of God. These are the number of armed warriors who joined David at Hebron. They were all eager to see David become king instead of Saul, just as the Lord had promised. From the tribe of Judah, there were 6,800 warriors armed with shields and shields. From the tribe of Simeon, there were 7,100 brave warriors. From the tribe of Levi, there were 4,600 warriors. This included Jordan, leader of the family of Aaron, who had 3,700 under his command. This also included Zadok, a brave young warrior with 22 members of his family who were all officers. From the tribe of Benjamin, Saul's relatives, there were 3,000 warriors. Most of men from Benjamin had remained loyal to Saul until this time. From the tribe of Ephraim, there were 20,800 brave warriors, each highly respected in his own clan. From the half-tribe of Manasseh, west of the Jordan, 18,000 men were designated by name to help David become king. From the tribe of Issachar, there were 200 leaders of the tribe with their relatives. All these men understood the sign of the time and knew the best course for Israel to take. From the tribe of Zebulun, there were 50,000 skilled warriors. They are fully armed and prepared for battle and completely loyal to David. From the tribe of Naphtali, there were 1,000 officers and 37,000 warriors armed with shield and spear. From the tribe of Dan, there were 28,600 warriors, all prepared. From the tribe of Asher, there were 40,000 trained warriors, all prepared for battle. From the east side of Jordan River were the tribe of Reuben and Gad, and half the tribe of Levi. There were 120,000 troops armed with every kind of weapon. All these men came in battle arrayed to Hebron with a single purpose of making David the king over all Israel. In fact, everyone in Israel agreed that David should be their king. They fasted and drank with David for 3 days for preparation and be made by the ready for their arrival. And people from as far away as Issachar, Zebulun, and Naphtali brought food on donkey, camel, mule, and oxen, fast supplied of flour, fig cake, cloths of raisin, wine, olive oil, cattle, sheep, and gold were brought to the celebration. There were great joy throughout the land of Israel. And then we go into the chapter 13. Alright, so those 3 chapters is talking about the Saul and talk about the David. How Saul get killed and how David become another king. That is giving more detail about the history. Compare the first kings and the second kings. Alright, so that is today's Bible learning. Hope everybody like it. God bless everyone. Let's see you tomorrow.